Yeah. What it do, yeah? It's your brother, man, from the motherland, coming to you guys live from the NY, back with another one of that R.O.D Pod. For those that don't know who I am him, the Honorable Jones. Not a Bantu or a Jew, but a El Kebulan kidnap that is ready for the get back. And welcome back to the Redeem or Destroy podcast, where we deal with the facts over the beliefs and awakening the minds of the kidnapped worldwide. Round of applause for that. Yeah, man. Let me first start off by giving a shout out to all those that tuned in last night. We had a phenomenal live. I think this live lasted until like 3 in the morning, 3:30. And shout out to everybody that participated. Shout out to everybody that, gave their feedbacks, like the positive, the negative. We was just talking sports, typical man stuff, feeling like we was at the barber shop where everybody's just giving their 411, 311, however you want to call it, right? Tonight, I definitely wanted to talk about something different. I wanted to talk about, this healthy lifestyle that's impossible to retrieve here in the United States. Yes, it is impossible to live a healthy lifestyle in this place called America, in this place called the United States. Plenty of reasons. One of the main reasons is it costs way too much to eat healthy, like literally. Organic food, anything that's, that doesn't have any preservatives and shit like that. Cost bread, bro. Like today, I literally went to a restaurant and I paid damn near close to $40 just for some food and a mother effing peanut punch. And these niggas was using regular peanuts, like regular peanut butter. I mean, listen, it's a lot. But tonight we're gonna talk about the food. All right. This is not going to be about not religion, no politics, not entertainment, strictly food, okay? And I'm telling you guys right now, again, it is almost impossible to eat clean in the United States. Like, for real, okay? And before anybody jumps into the comments saying, it's about discipline, it's about choice, it's about working harder, we are going to break this down step by step, okay? We're going to break this down step by step, facts by facts. No emotions, no excuses, just the facts, okay? So, we're going to start off by just giving a little clarity on why we are here. You understand me, guys? We are here because something is wrong. You understand? You can feel it. You can see it. You understand? And you can also taste it. Okay? Food does not taste the same anymore. You understand? People don't look the same anymore. You understand? Children are not developing the same anymore. You understand? And chronic diseases, so-called chronic diseases, is exploding all over the entire United States. Yeah. Over 70% of the American food supply is ultra processed. Let me say that again for you guys. Over 70% of the American food supply is ultra processed. Okay? That means it is chemically altered. Okay? But the number one drug, the number one chemical that they put in every single food product in the U.S. is sugar. Okay? Sugar is the cause of everything you guys are seeing now. Even the docile, hesitant, not having the drive to do anything. It's because of sugar, okay? And these things is engineered for shelf life. So engineered for addiction. And last but not least, guys, it's engineered for profit. It's not engineered for health, okay? I want you guys to understand that the food agency goes hand in hand with the pharmaceuticals, goes hand in hand with big pharma, goes hand in hand with these hospitals. Okay? These hospitals are the ones that's sitting down telling humans that they should eat 3 times a day. That is absurd. Okay? Now, if eating clean was easy, if eating clean was affordable, if eating clean was accessible, we wouldn't have 42% adult obesity. And between me and you guys, I think 42 is an underreach. I think the United States, the U.S. citizens here in America, I think we at least 70 to 75% of obesity. Going based on height, going based on weight, I think over 75 to 80% of all U.S. citizens are obese. Okay? We wouldn't have rising diabetes in children. Yes, children are being diagnosed with diabetes, guys. Children are being diagnosed with diabetes. Let me say it again for those that didn't listen. Children are now being diagnosed with diabetes. With diabetes. Okay? We wouldn't have an entire community classified as food desserts. Okay? So tonight, we're asking a serious question. Is it really discipline? Or is it design? Which one? Now, we're going to label the problem. The problem is not just bad choices, guys. The problem is the structure. The American food system is built on 3 pillars. Okay? Mass production, long shelf life, maximum profit. Let me say that again. Mass production, long shelf life, maximum profit. Health is not one of those pillars. Okay? Okay? When you walk into any grocery store, what do you see first? Bright colors, cartoon mascots, potato chips. You once you walk inside of these supermarkets, some of these supermarkets got the cake, the donuts, everything right in front of you. Like literally, as soon as you walk in there. These things is literally right next to the coupon bag. Is that a coincidence? Cartoon mascots, discount signs, buy one, get one free. Those are not vegetables. Those are all processed products. Yes, all of it. Okay? The perimeter of the stores have the real food. Okay? The center aisles have the engineered food. Okay? And guess what takes up most of the space? You guessed it. The engineered food, guys. The engineered food, guys. It is cheaper to buy a family-sized box of sugary cereal than to buy organic berries. It is cheaper to buy frozen pizza than to buy fresh wild-caught fish. It is cheaper to buy soda than to buy cold-pressed juice. This is not accidental. This is policy. Okay? All policy. Let's talk about what we lived through. Okay? In the 1980s and to the 1990s, low fat became the wave. Companies removed fat, added what? Sugar. Your body needs fat. Whoever's telling you you don't need to have body fat, that is a lie. Your cells need fat. That's how it stays strong. And when you bring in substance, outside sources, it prevents you from getting sick like that. You ever notice that we're just getting sick left to right? You know why? Because when you have too much sugar in your tank, it doesn't give nutrients to the white blood cells. In fact, if it makes the white blood cells focus on the sugar, and then when you're doing something from the outside and then it comes inside, if your body's not strong, meaning as you get older, your body becomes weaker. This is where you start seeing people catching ammonia. You see the elderly catching ammonia because these people are intaking way too much sugar. Okay? So companies remove fat, added sugar, and then call that shit healthy. And guess what happened, guys? People got bigger. Pause. Okay? Then came high fructose corn syrup. Right? It was cheaper than sugar. Everywhere. Bread. I'm telling you. Ketchup. Everything. Yogurt. Pizza, your juice, your soda, your snacks, everything. And everything, you understand me, contains sugar or high fructose corn syrup. And I remember listening to this guy on what was it the Alex Jones show? It either was the Alex Jones or the Jesse Ventura. Jesse Ventura used to have his own show, right? But watching one of these videos, that man told us that, natural flavor means that they took it from nature. So you can have natural flavor and that shit could literally be blended up beetles, blended up snails, because these are natural animals. They come from the earth and they can use that and tell you that is natural flavors. When I heard that, all I could do was shake my head. All I could do was literally shake my head. And the sad thing is, guys, all of these things is in every food. Okay? Then came, guys, this will come after all of this. I gave you the sugar. I gave you the high fructose corn syrup. Now, here comes the genetically modified crops. Yes. Guess what the genetically modified crops are? Corn. Oh yeah, corn is not real. Soy. Oh yeah, soy is not real. Okay. Wheat. Oh yeah, wheat is not real. Remember, it was, I don't know what year was it, where it was a big push of this wheat bread. They was teaching that to the nurses, because I remember my mom's coming home from nursing school and was like, yeah, we got to start eating wheat bread. I'm like, why? Because they say that it's healthy. And me not knowing what I know now, of course, you're going to listen to your moms. Of course, you're going to listen to the person that got a college degree, that's, top of her class when it comes to nursing. Of course, you're going to say, word, all right, cool. But as you get older, as you start reading, as things start unveiling themselves to you, as information starts making their way to your circumference, you come to find out that a lot of these shit is not good for you. Soy is not good for you. Wheat is not good for you. Okay? Corn is not real. Guess what else is not real? Carrots are not real. These things are genetically modified things that these people are creating in laboratories and then had a mass production. Now these things is all over the world. It's to the point where you believe that it's real, but in reality it's not. Milk does not heal your bones. Okay, carrots does not make you see better. All of these things is lies. In fact, those that consume those things the most are the ones that's completely sick right now. Okay? And all of these things was in mass production. And then they started spraying heavy. And then they started distributing these things nationwide. Okay? Meanwhile, other countries, right, outside of the United States are waking up. Other countries are saying, hold on, what is this? We're not pushing this anymore. We can't give this to the people. Banned. So much foods, little things like Skittles is banned out there. I went to the store yesterday. I seen 4 boxes of Skittles. They had 3 different versions in the hood. Twix and Snickers is banned out there. Twix and Snickers is still being sold in the hood right now as we speak. Okay? Other countries was restricting certain additives, certain dyes. You can't have red 40 in England. You can't have red 40 in England. You can't have blue C9 in England. All dyes is restricted over there. Certain preservatives are restricted. But in America, the United States, if it increased profit, it stays. Yes. Just look at the food dye. Look at some of the artificial colors required, warning labels in Europe. But not here. Certain preservatives are banned overseas, but it's allowed here. Why is that? Why? Because regulatory philosophy is different. In many Europe nations, right, the principle applies. Principle, rules, and regulations apply. If there is a risk, it must be proven safe before approval. In the United States, if it often remains in circulation until proven harmful, they leave it. That is the big difference. You okay? And not to mention, guys, not to mention that the mass majority of the slaves are here in the United States. Immigrants are here in the United States. I'm not going to make this a conspiracy. We're going to just read, and as the show go on, we'll have more engagement. We ask more questions and we give more answers, right? Now we're going to let's talk about inflation. Now add supply chain distributions. Now add corrupt consolidation. 4 or 5 companies control most meat processing. Let me say that again. 4 or 5 companies control most meat processing. A handful of corporations dominate packaged food. Let me say that again, guys. A handful of corporations dominate packaged food. When power concentrates, choices decrease. Okay? All right, we're gonna keep this going. Now, check this out. I'm not here just to complain. This is not a complaint. We're not here to complain. Well, okay, I'm here to complain. I'm not gonna lie, but I'm here to also wake up your thinking. Here's the vacation. 3 steps. Let's start off with step 1: awareness. You must understand the labels. I say this all the time. I tell people this all the time. There are so many apps that's out right now that you can download. Where's my phone? I'm gonna give you 2 of them. I'm gonna give you one that I use on a regular. It's called Yuka. YUKA. Let me click it and I'm gonna put it on the screen for you guys. Look. So this app right here, as you guys can see, I was at the supermarket one time and I was scanning these things. This is in the hood in real time. You see all the red? These are all the things that's bad. Okay? Hot sauce, poor. Bang Bang's stir fry sauce, bad. Sesame teriyaki waka sauce, bad. Garlic vinaigrette, bad. Parmesan garlic wing sauce, bad. Purified water, this one was good. Tomato sauce, this one was good. Mustard, they had a mustard, not rated. Japanese barbecue sauce, the Japanese barbecue sauce, bad. Okay. The hickory brown sugar barbecue sauce by Kinder, bad. The Carnegie chocolate covered chocolate, bad. Everything that's around us is bad. Even the bread, guys. Check out the bread. Sliced potato rolls, Martin's sliced potato rolls, call it poor. Bakery's classic sesame top, poor. Sandwich rolls, you know the ones, the old time sandwich rolls, poor. Look, remember we was just talking about the wheat, right? We was just talking about the wheat. 100% whole wheat sandwich. The Arnold bread. The Arnold sandwich thighs rolls. Look at this. Look. Okay? So these are apps that you can have on your phone in real time. And when you go into these, when you go inside these facilities and you making purchases, you can literally look and say, you know what? Let me scan this before I put this in my shopping cart. I tell my ways this all the time. I said, we got to get out of this phase of, first of all, we got to get out of the pharmaceutical mentality, right? Whatever. Oh, it's FDA approved. Anything that's coming from these people, you got to question. Don't forget the Tuskegee experiment. Don't forget the C-19, okay? Don't forget that. That's number one. Number two, right? You got to get into the understanding that it may look good in the front of you. It may say things like organic. It may say things like rich, real, whatever it says. Everything, and I mean everything, needs to be scanned front to back. Everything needs to be scanned. You know why everything needs to be scanned? Because we are consumers. Okay? We're not farmers. Let me say that again. We are consumers. We're not farmers. We're not builders. Okay? Everything that we have in our lives, in our possession, what we consume is what they have given us. Basically, whatever we have is what they choose to give us. And we have to come into the realization of that. Okay? So you must understand the labels, ingredients, pay attention to the marketing tricks. Understand, like I told my homegirl yesterday. I said, when you enter the business game, whether you selling products or you was in the drug game, right? They always told you one thing. That one thing was, everything that you do and sell, you must double. And always remember, if they sell you something for $1, it only costs them 50 cents to make. If they're telling you you can get 2 for 1, add those 2 up, and that's how much they cost to make. Okay? And if you can't, and listen, guys, this is another one. And if you can't pronounce half of the ingredients, that is a sign. If something says exterior, like what the heck is that? Paspotonium, like what? That's not something that a human body should be digesting, intaking. Pause. Nasty word. That is a sign. Okay? Pay attention to that. Step 2, strategic buying. Okay? You must shop the perimeter. Buy whole food first. Protein, vegetables, fruits. Okay? Then you fill in the gaps with you get your little snacks. After my birthday, I said, yo, you know what? I ain't eating bad. I ain't doing nothing. I got to get back to being me. You know what I'm saying? 195, solid, muscles, getting busy. You see I got my punching bag sitting over there. My gloves is right next to it. Like, that's the goal. 100 push-ups every day. Sometimes I do 50 straight. Sometimes I do 100 straight. If I do 100 straight, then that's during the day. When I come home, that's another 100. That's 200 a day. And now, as it's getting warmer, when I'm finished doing what I'm doing, I got to stop at the park. I got to do my pull-ups. We got to do the dips. You understand? But you fill in the gaps. You know what I'm saying? You treat yourself. Me personally, I'm just saying it for me. I don't think we as United citizens, I don't think we could afford cheat days. I don't think we can, for numerous reasons. We're already unhealthy, and number two, we dope fiends. So you don't want to put your body through relapse. You don't want that. You going through a detoxification. You going through withdrawal, right? So when you have a cheat day, you're still telling your body that you still have love for this. So your body, in recognizing that, is gonna shoot off numerous amount of dope fiend signals, where then you're going to be overtaken. They'll say things like, yeah, man, that's the parasites. Ain't no parasites, man. It's the dopamine. Okay? Your dopamine is way too high. Way, way too high. Okay? So, you fill in the gaps, get yourself a little treat here and there, put it to the side, keep it pushing. And there's no other way around it. Okay? But like I said, for me, I don't think that we can afford any more cheat days. We lead the category in sicknesses and disease. We lead the category in obesity, and we also lead in the categories as dope fiends. This is facts. Okay. Now, for step 3, this right here is gonna take a community shift. Okay, we need to start going to these local farmers. Some of us need to start taking those extra 2-hour drives to the woods or somewhat, where these people are selling these fruits, these organic fruits that has not been sprayed on. Okay, that's making organic bread that does not have the XYZ. Like, literally, the bread's got the XYZ behind it. Shit that you can't even pronounce. You know what I'm saying? You want to go back to that. Okay? So you got to support your local farmers when possible. Support the small markets. You got to start cooking more. Let me say this again, people. You have to start cooking more. Okay? Uber Eats, yes, it's easy, it's simple, it's straight handed to you. I get it. But it comes with a cost, guys. Hold on, my tea's getting cold. You understand? It comes with a cost. Because again, even though the food is being delivered to you, what quality of food is being delivered to you? That's the question that you got to ask yourself. Is it real food? Is it food that you're comfortable, that you seen it being made? When you cook your own food, you're gonna cook it, make sure it's nobody's spitting on it, nobody's doing nothing harmful, sinister to your food. But whether you thinking that or not, one thing for certain, two things for sure. When that food comes to you, that is not organic, real food. That is process of all process. Okay? So you got to cook more. You got to start having planned meals. If you don't plan, you do what? You default. You go right back to the fufu. Okay? And the default in the US is what? Processed food is the default in the US. Like, yo, bro, I ain't, you know what I'm saying? Yo, listen, man, I ain't trying to cook nothing. You know what I mean? I want something quick and simple. It's so bad now. McDonald's is being delivered to people's cribs, guys. Like, I'm not even trying to be funny. I'm dead serious. McDonald's can now be delivered to your house. I can't make this shit up. But let's be honest, okay? This is going to take time. This is going to take education. And this is going to take money. And not everybody has equal access to those three things. And I get it. I get it. But the reason why we don't have access to those three things is because we have allowed these people to put a cloud over our communities, over our heads, and have us in a state of division. Our division, and guess what, guys? Guess what? Let me tell you the sad thing is, our difference amongst each other is not even based on facts. All of this goes right back to belief. All of it goes right back to belief. Nothing is based on logic, common sense, and factual intel. Everything is based on a belief. That's why we are in these circumstances. We're so divided and so filled with self-hate, right? Hate to see another fellow comrade be over you. Meanwhile, we support rappers and glorify rappers that brag about being over us. But because these people are in arm's reach, you can communicate, you can call them, you can talk to them. You create a high level of hatred for that person. Where it's like, nah, I don't want that nigga to, you know what I'm saying? I don't want that nigga to have that. But I'm going to idolize Jay-Z, who brag about having 50 million cars and, buying $2 million watches, when that $2 million, $5 million, can go to his neighborhood where he grew up at and do wonders in that neighborhood. And I don't want to hear nobody talking about, yo, you're not supposed to be pocket checking niggas. Yes, you are. You pocket check individuals when their livelihood and their whole entire enterprise is based on selling material products to individuals like you and I. So my money is in your pockets. I need to know what you're doing with my money. That's how it goes. Okay? Yes, we pocket checking. That should be the new motto for 2026. I'm pocket checking a nigga. Yo, what you doing with my bread? If I give you this 1,200, what you gonna do with it? Oh, you gonna do that? I say no more. Oh, so you took my even if it's $12, bro. You took my $12 and you got your light bill paid for, and you all the way in a disclosed area where you could look at the sky view. You got a pool, you got everything you need. Meanwhile, I'm over here waiting for the dollar cab. Are you crazy? Yes, we pocket checking. The fuck? Come on, man. So now, while I'm saying all of this, you're going to find somebody that's going to say Europe isn't perfect. That is correct. Okay? No country is perfect, guys. But regulatory frameworks differs. Let us compare. In parts of Europe, certain artificial dyes requires warning labels. That is a fact. In the US, no warnings are required. In parts of Europe, some preservatives face tighter restrictions. Okay? In the US, they remain common. Okay? Does that mean everything overseas is healthy? No, of course not. But it shows a psychological difference. Okay? Precaution versus tolerance. Precaution versus tolerance, which is another concern. Organic is just marketing. Okay? I want you guys to understand that. I'm trying to pinpoint the exact time and place where this word organic made its way to the United States. And I remember when it came out. I just don't remember the exact day, the exact date and year. But I remember when it was a phenomenon. This is when, everybody's doing these ketos, these ketos, and, everybody is running. And again, this is around the same time when these people was taking away the so-called fat out of the food, right? Low fat diet, right? These was the beginning of this word called organic, which is just marketing. Okay? Yes, that's just what it is. It's just marketing. But pesticides resides limits farming standards. Okay, so even though it says organic, they're still spraying it with a pesticide. Okay, pesticides are not supposed to be consumed by humans. Pesticides, which is for pests, is not to be sprayed on things that you and I eat. Okay, those are the difference. And guess what? And they cost more, which raised the next issue. Why does clean cost more? Like I said earlier in this live, I went to 2 stores. I went to the first store. I said, yo, bro, I want to eat. I want something healthy. I don't want no meat. Pause, right? The man says, yeah, we got this, got that. And then I was like, so what you got for protein? My man says some soy Thai food, some soy, is it Thai food? Tofu? So it was soy tofu. And I was like, yo, bro. I was like, nah, I don't want no soy. He's like, why? I was like, yo, that joint turning you into a fish. You know what I'm saying? We knew that. I've been doing that. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, nah, I don't want that. I'm good. Give me something else. Right? So I got if I could tell you the size of the plate. The plate was half this size right here. Like literally. Like you see, it's literally like right here. This literally was the plate. 3 small toppings for $10. Plus tax probably gonna be $12. And the other one was the size up. The other one was probably the size of this. And then the $20 bowl was, in the containers, the regular things that you get from the restaurants when they be putting it inside those joints. That was a $20. And I think you get like 5 toppings, but that was $20. The only reason why I end up leaving because these people wasn't taking no card. I was like, yo, bro, how you got an establishment in 2026? You talking about cash only? This is a restaurant, bro. Ain't nobody coming in here with just cash only. You gotta fix that. That's a priority. I was like, yo, bro, I'll be right back. Now I got in the car out. I was like, yo, I'm off this. You know what I'm saying? End up going into another spot that I used to go to, you know what I'm saying, when I used to work out. When I finished my work, I was like, yo, you know what? Let me go over there and go see what they're hitting for. Now, mind you, this is when I was going there regularly, this was post inflation. This was this was pre-inflation. This was pre-tariff. You would get a decent amount of food for the price, right? So then boom. So I go in there, I get my food. I'm like, yeah, boom, boom, boom. How much is this? I'm so used to just getting what I'm getting, and I know it's like it ain't gonna be too crazy. Like I told you, that joint was close to $40. I looked. And you can't just be like, nah, I don't want that. You know what I'm saying? Especially somebody of my stature. And I've been going to that spot for so many years. I was like, word. I was like, you niggas ain't never gonna see me again. And that's what literally made me. That's what literally made me do this live today. You feel me? So why does it cost more to eat healthy? You know why? Because unhealthy ingredients are subsidized, right? Corn, like I said, soy, like I said, wheat, okay? Mass production, lower costs, okay? Whole foods, small farms, okay? Less stability, okay? Higher prices. That's economics, not conspiracy. This is what they do. Okay, this is things like this to let you guys understand that this place is nothing more than a corporation. The United States is a business. This is a land of marketing. This is not the land of the free. This is the land of the opportunity. When you come here, you have the opportunity to do something while you are here. The reason why a lot of us aren't doing nothing, because you have been programmed to sit your ass down. Okay? And it all goes back to religion. Yes, I said it. Okay? Back to what I was saying. So now we're going to come back to the question. Is it impossible or is it difficult? Is it not literally impossible, but the system makes it harder than it should be? When 70% of options are ultra processed, when fresh food costs more, when marketing target children. Remember, I told you children are being diagnosed with diabetes. Children, okay? When conveniency beats nutrition, that is what you call structural pressure, okay? You can overcome the structure though, but you must first recognize it, okay? You must first recognize it. You cannot fix what you deny. You understand? You cannot fight what you romanticize, okay? And you cannot protect your body if you don't understand what's entering it. And your body will always give you signs. When I know that my body is dirty, I will pass gas. I'll be like, my ass is on fire. And I sit on that toilet until I push as much as I could push out. And then I say, you know what? What was I eating that made my body smell the way that it did? You'll find out that it's the meat that you're eating. Might be the chicken. You understand? Might be the things that your body is not supposed to consume, but you consumed it. The flour, the bread. Yes, the coffee that you guys are drinking now is not that real cocoa. It's not that real coffee that the slaves used to grab for you. All of this is processed, as fake as it comes, guys. You understand? As fake as it comes. So you must understand what you put inside your body. Okay? And no, this is not about fear. This is definitely not about paranoia. This is about literacy, food literacy, economic literacy, policy literacy. It's about knowing that this is a corporation. You guys, melanated people, need to stop bitching, moaning, complaining, begging. You got to stop that. All this marching, you got to stop that. Your presence get felt and respected with your dollar, with how you spend your money, how you separate yourself from these people. If you stop buying Jordans, you stop shopping at Nike, you let go of the Gucci and the Louis, you let go of the supermarkets, you don't go into their supermarkets, you leave all those products to rotten, because that's going to be a financial loss on their end. And they're going to ask you, why aren't you guys coming into our shop? And you're going to tell them one thing: you're selling us fake shit, and and the price is too goddamn high. You know what they're gonna do? They're gonna start selling you guys real shit, and they're gonna have no choice but to drop the prices. Because why am I saying this, Junes? Why? Because melanated people need to realize that America, the United States, is a corporation. It's a non-profit organization. Okay? The person that owns this non-profit is the king and queen of England. Okay? The people that own England are your Romans. Like the Vatican, they're the ones that own England. The people that owns the Vatican, who the Vatican must answer to, is the 13 bloodlines. They the one that issue the story of Jesus, and the Pope being the head advisor to their philosophies and their foolish ideologies. The Pope, remember, it was the Pope that wrote slavery into tuition. Anybody that was not following our God and our belief was deemed to be in prison and enslaved. Okay? That was an order passed down by the Jesuits. I know. Okay? Now, the average person, of course, the average person is going to eat what they can afford. Okay? Now, the slummer of the slums, if you go into the hood of the hood, you're seeing grown folks drinking 50-cent sodas. I'm talking about gray hairs on their beard and all that. You seeing grown folks smoking Black and Milds. You seeing grown folks, just living from the scraps of this place called the United States. And then you find those like the middle class, you know what I'm saying? They're the ones that can afford to have their woman cook food for them. They could afford to go to a restaurant. They also can afford the Uber Eats and have the Uber Eats come straight to their front door. They can do that, right? Then you have the rich and the famous. The rich and the famous got their own personal chef. Okay? The chef knows what they like. The chef, because he's a high-powered chef, he has the plug to all the good foods, fruits, vegetables. Okay? All of this shit is by design, people. Because America is not a country. This is a non-profit organization. And Trump is the president. And the congressmen and the senators are what you call the board members. Okay? Okay? I want you guys to start processing this and start getting an understanding, because there's way too many of us really seeing this place as home. It's not your home. And if you claim that you are the indigenous people here, guess what? They kicked you out your crib and said that this is not your house anymore, which makes it even worse. Because not only did they kick you out your crib, they violated and then changed your last name and then gave you a whole different story. Some of these dudes that you hear them saying, man, I'm this, I'm that, I'm a Cherokee Indian, and you be like, how do you prove that? Yeah, I all these excuses. I'm like, yo, listen, look, check this out. In order for you to prove you something, of course, you got to do DNA, right? That's first and foremost. And secondly, you got to learn your language. What language was your so-called people speaking? And if you got loved ones that's still alive, you can ask them like, yo, was you guys speaking this? Can you explain and tell me what this is? You get what I'm saying? All right. So I don't want to make it about that, but just figure out, figure out and understand that this is a corporation. Okay? So people that's poor, they're going to eat what they can afford. They're going to eat what's advertised, and they're going to eat what's convenient, right? So you must change these 4 factors. You change the outcome. Our money is what's going to change the outcome. So here's the real decision. Do you stay passive, or do you become intentional? Do you stay passive, or do you become intentional? Are you going to become an intentional shopper? Are you going to be an intentional cooker? Are you going to be an intentional budgeter? Are you going to be an intentional reader? Huh? Are you? Because guess what? The system will never slow down for you guys, ever in life. And the system will never apologize. You think the system don't know how many people is dying from cancer? You know the cancer rate went up 300% from the 50s to now? 300%. The system will never apologize because the system know what they're doing. Okay? And the system will never reform itself out of kindness. We're talking about the system. We're talking about the Tuskegee experiment. We're talking about the mandates during the lockdown. We're talking about that. Okay? It's our responsible to demand. You only gonna get the demand with the money that's in your hands. Okay? And awareness shifts that demand. Aware of what's going on, being aware of who you are, understanding that the game is rigged, understanding that the game is to capitalize off your demise. America is a capitalistic, non-profit society. Okay? Okay? This is why tonight, this conversation was necessary. This was not to cause panic. This was not to make you feel depressed. This was to make you start gaining back your soul with pure understanding. Yes, the food feeds your soul. We can't survive off mother effing chicken, fried rice, pig backs, beef hamburgers. Our body can't survive off that. Our body needs fruits, water, natural water. We need more fruits than we need vegetables. To be honest with you, vegetables, and this is just me, I think vegetables was something that they created, that they was eating, when they was in the mountains and all that shit, and they was just eating that because they were savages. You feel me? So they was eating, they see grass and they calling it lettuce. They was eating that shit. You feel me? But us as people, we was always eating fruits. And when we was sick and we needed some type of greens, we took herbs. You understand? This is why I'm saying it don't, a lot of things look, you understand? But that's neither here nor there. So if you learn something, if this challenged you, if this made you rethink your grocery cart, then we did what we was here to do. Okay? And I'm going to play a video for you guys at the end. So just stay tuned. So drop it in the chat. Is eating clean in America, or should I say the United States, is it about discipline, or is it by design? And again, guys, respect your DNA. Okay, round of applause. So I want to play a video. Oh, almost broke my phone. I want to play a video for you. Again, me seeing what I saw today as far as like the price just to get some organic food was like, damn, yo, you really Like, it's impossible to eat healthy in the United States. Like, it's really impossible. So
If the sleeves,
I wanna play this video for you quick fast. Let me make sure I saved it. I don't think I saved it. It's always Junes is always messing up. My bad, guys. That I have it on the okay. I didn't even save it. Hold on. I didn't even take it out my hard drive, guys. Oh, there we go. This is just a quick video, nothing crazy, but I always pay attention to the signs that the ancestors give me, because I was really feeling some type of way about the cost of living and eating healthy and all that, and then voila, this shit came literally on my feed, and I was like, you see, that's the ancestors telling me, let's talk about this. So hold on, check this out. Look at this. Hold on, let me run that back. Last 30 years. Look at this. I just want you guys to see this. In the last 30 years, cancer went up 300%. Depression went up 150%. Diabetes went up 900%. Heart attacks went up 77%. 77%. All of that is passing scores with extra credit. For the exception of the heart attacks at 77%, everything else, run that back. Everything else was a passing score with extra credit. 300% for cancer, guys. 150 for depression, guys. 900 for diabetes. 77 for heart attacks. Look. This, my bad, guy. I want you guys to see this again. This was our sugar. This was our sweets. I remember growing up, and the Mundem used to always be outside talking to the fellas. You know what I'm saying? They used to have the toothpick in the mouth, pause, and then they will always be eating on some fruits. Like, it was once upon a time that was normal in the hood. Normal. Children used to have a bag full of grapes. I remember my mom used to make me go to school with grapes. What's crazy, I bought grapes today. Seeded grapes. You understand? Like, these are the things that we used to do regularly, right? Used to be outside before you went to go play. You over here peeling your orange and you chewing your orange, and your man was like, yo, can I get some? You give him some. Before you go play, while you walking with your mans, you walking to school, you have 2 tangerines in your pants or in your book bag or whatever, and you're walking, and while you walking, you eating your tangerine. It was very rare for us to be eating candy. You know what I'm saying? It was very rare. This is what our children is eating right now in real time. This is what their children is eating right now in real time. You can be going to work right now and you'll find children and adults getting themselves a bagel and cream cheese, getting themselves a donut. You can find children eating annihilators, right? You can find children eating annihilators. You can find children eating the sweetest fish. How many of you guys remember the sweetest fish? You can find them eating that Skittles early in the AM. But I get it though, because it was cheap. Look, this is what we used to eat. Real protein. This is what we taking now for protein. I was taking the creatines, started feeling pain in my. I said, "Oh, it's over for that." You ain't gonna shut down my kidneys, no siree. Over for that, right? All of these protein bars, all that shit is unhealthy. It's not organic. It's made in the laboratory. It is as fake as it comes. It is a dub. All of it. This is where our fat used to be. We used to eat, the nuts. Pause. Nasty work. The butter. We used to make, when we used to cook, we never used to fry. Everything was with butter. This frying shit became a phenomenon, after, they started making homemade Popeyes and all of that bullshit. It wasn't eating this. Especially growing up for me. You know what I'm saying? The only time we ever fried something in my mom's house was when they was making griot. Griot with plantains. Griot is fried pork. It's the only time. That's the only time growing up where grease, frying anything was accepted. It was when we was eating griot and plantains. We wasn't making rice, fried rice. We wasn't doing that. You know what I'm saying? Haitian people are not known for eating fried chicken. That's just not our forte. We could make it, but that's not who we are. That's like with every Caribbean people. We like our protein with some sauce on it. Some gravy. That's how we grew up. You know what I'm saying? And that also explains why our grandmothers was as old as they was. You feel me? My grandfather was damn near. Listen, if my grandfather wasn't just a hard-headed Haitian, he probably would still be alive right now. I'm not even bullshitting you. If you see my uncle right now, my mom's older brother, this nigga is damn near 80 something years old. That nigga still looks 70, 69. Facts. You understand? Like my family got that gene. But on top of that, not only do we have that gene, we don't eat the fried food, bro. You know what I'm saying? Let us continue. Look. The fries, the oil in the middle, you know what I'm saying? The West oils. The only oil you guys should be intaking is avocado and the olive oil. But olive oil is not supposed to be cooked. It's supposed to be when you finish cooking your food, you put the olive oil on top of it. Everything else is a DUB. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, my birthday is over. Just right back to the regular programming. Eating clean, working out. You know what I'm saying? Taking care of my body. I got a 2-year-old that's going to be 3 years old this year. I need to live for this little nigga. He needs to ensure that he goes through the transition of this world and he has a supporting cast, not the modern day nigger cast where it's just mommy, mommy, mommy. No, he has to have his dad. You know what I'm saying? He has to have his dad. He needs to know this. He needs to know the code of the streets. He needs to know how to box, how to fight, how to hold himself down, how to protect his family. A woman can't teach her son how to protect a family. It has to take a lion to teach another lion to be a mother effing lion. Okay? A lion can't be taught by a cheetah. Okay? Our women is fast, but they're not strong. You get what I'm saying? That has to be taught from a lion. A lioness can't teach a lion. Can't. Could get a few pointers. Could get the comfort, the love, and affection. That's the strength of a woman. But combat, war, destruction, defending, aggression, retaliation, that is instant with a man. That comes instantly. A woman will have to process that. You know what I'm saying? Now let's continue. Okay? These are the things that we used to have. Now, I don't do the support of the black coffee, but the honey, you know what I'm saying? We used to put honey in our tea. We used to get organic honey back in the days before 9/11 and all of these flight restrictions. We used to literally ship honey straight from Haiti to America. Mandem used to literally bring food, bring merchandise from like Trinidad to America. Right? I'm talking about the real organic stuff. And I believe, and this is just me, I believe that these niggas did that to put an end to that. You know what I'm saying? But that's just me. Let us continue. No. Riding bikes, enjoying the sun, playing. You know what I'm saying? We went from that to, look. We went from playing, riding bikes, having a good time, walking. You know what I'm saying? Being in the sunlight. I remember when we couldn't wait for summer to come. We couldn't wait to be outside. I'm speaking mainly for the melanated people. We couldn't wait for the sun to come out. Be like, yo, man, winter's finally over. Spring is here. We know summer's around the corner. We over here looking forward for the summertime. Be like, yeah, bro, when summer come, it's going to be on and popping. We about to be lit. We outside every day. Like, even now at my age, I get dreadful when I know summer is on the decline. Like, once when June starts, I'm excited. I'm happy. I want to go everywhere. You know what I'm saying? I want to be in every spot. I want to be in every in every conversation. You feel me? Every establishment, any opportunity I get to be outside and show my presence and show off my brand, I definitely want to be out there. Right? That's June. July, now you turn it up a notch because now this is when you want to do the stuff. So you want to go to the beach because this is when it's going to be the hottest. You're going to get the 105, the 106, the 108 weather. And it's the perfect time for people to be in the mother effing beach, the pool. But the sun is burning on your back. You're sweating. You're letting all that out. Perfect time. And when August comes, I get dreadful. I be sad because I know it's just a matter of time before this shit comes to an end. It's only a matter of time, guys. It's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, blast off, and that's it. We lost. Summer's over, right? Juve come, Labor Day come, the next day is raining. Before you know it, then you close your eyes, and then here we are. We doing Halloween. Then you close your eyes from that, and then voila, here we are. Comes Thanksgiving. You close your eyes, you open your eyes again. Then it's voila, here comes Christmas. You close your eyes, you open it again. It's voila, here comes New Year's. But meanwhile, you have been taken away. You only get a short period of time to be in that sunlight, to be in that atmosphere where you as melanated people, you shine the brightest. Your body heals. It cleanses itself. I keep telling you guys, when your body sweat and you stink, that is an indication that you don't run to go take a shower. That's not what you do. You stay there until you can sweat as much as you can sweat out. Then you take a shower. And when you come out that shower, you then don't put deodorant on, especially if you're using the cheap aluminum deodorants where them shits is going to kill you at the end. Right? Because you're stopping your body from releasing the stuff that is toxic to you. This is why you guys end up having boils under your arms. This is why you end up having cysts in between your legs or wherever where you sweat at the most. When you close your legs or whatever, it's creating boils because your body is trying to release these toxins and you're stopping it. You're telling your body, like, what you doing? I want this to be inside. Like, all right, cool. So then it stays there and it grows until it needs to get popped. I remember my mom had one under her arm. That jump was like this big. It was like this big. She couldn't even lift her arms out of it. And she said it hurt it so bad. Me, I'm like, yo, mom, son, let me just get a knife and I'm going to poke it. And you know what I'm saying? She's like, no, are you crazy? She said she ended up going to the doctor. Doctor did what I was gonna do, but I guess people, especially my mom's coming from the medical field, she feel more comfortable with a medical professional. You know what I'm saying? So the doctor did what they did, and she told me, she was like, man, you should have seen how much pus was coming out. And I was like, I can't imagine. Because when you're sweating, you're not allowing your body to release all that shit out. And if you know that you stink and you're like, damn, I stink, guess what you're supposed to do? Stay in your confine. Don't be ashamed. Like, I'll be like, yo, bro, I ain't gonna lie, yo, I'm mad musty right now. They're gonna be like, yo, what happened? But like, yo, I'm letting my body purge. I'm taking out all the toxins. A real nigga gonna respect that. They'll be like, all right, cool, I respect that. Listen, you might be the motivation that makes that nigga want to try it. You know what I'm saying? And then when he try it and he gets good, then he brings that knowledge on to everybody. And before you know it, us as melanated people are now running to be under AC to get mother effing cool air. Synthetic air that is damaging to your body because you're literally blowing toxins into your body. You're inhaling toxins. That's why when you got to put the air conditioner in your car, they got to put a special thing. It's like a little container and they suck that in. That's what you're blowing on your body. And you're doing that because you have been brainwashed and following what these niggas tell you to do. They told you, oh my gosh, don't go outside, guys. It's too hot. You might catch a heat stroke. Black people don't catch no blood clot heat stroke. Black people may pass out because they're out there with no nutrients. Okay? There's no nutrients. There's no alkaline water. There's no watermelons. Niggas is not eating the fruits that they need to, that replenish their bodies, that can make them withstand all to the test of time, bro. Come on, man. But that's all I got for you guys. You know what I'm saying? That's all I got for you. It was a pleasure, like I said. I was compelled to come out here and talk to you guys because it's really expensive to live a healthy lifestyle in the United States. I don't think we're capable. And even if we are buying the things that are supposedly organic, I don't even think it's organic because, like I said, today I went to a vegan spot and I asked for a peanut butter peanut butter, peanut punch drink. And this man took out peanut butter from a wholesale Jiffy jar, like them Jiffies. Jiffies probably make the worst peanut butter in the world. But me, I'm not gonna be like, yo, bro, now I don't want it. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna feel embarrassed. You're gonna be like, damn, $34, et cetera, et cetera. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. You feel me? So just that alone lets you know that it's literally impossible to eat a healthy lifestyle, bro. You can't live healthy. The supermarkets is contaminated. Everything that's around you is filled with sugar. You know what I'm saying? The juices are fake. There's no real juice going around. All of these things is artificial. You understand what I'm saying to you? So these things are very, dangerous for us. You know what I'm saying? And we're not able to consume and make our own things until we get to that phase, bro. All of this shit is not gonna do nothing for us, bro. So again, it's your brother man from the motherland. I came to you guys live. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Like this video, hype this video, price this video, never hype this video, and let these niggas know we outside with it, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I am him, Junes, the honorable Junes, not a Bantu or a Jew, but an El Kebulan kidnap that's ready for the get back. Are you dumb or are you dumb? And I'ma holler at y'all.